Good morning, everyone. I will be on in a couple minutes. All right. Good morning, everyone. Happy Saturday, December 6th. This month is moving right along. Didn't really have too much time to look at X today, so just going to kind of freestyle it. Co-train, good morning. Stephen Morinello, good morning, sir. Sweet Tea, good morning. You're driving today, okay. Deb Roberts, good morning. Going back to bed. Good morning to you. Daniel Berry, good morning. Probably going to play a little Geo Champ real quick. And then we'll get into it. Get my thoughts together here. What's everybody got going on today besides work? Denmark is up here. Man, I was killing it last night on this thing. I was playing it. I had my longest streak I've ever had as far as not getting any wrong. Although I'm gonna get one wrong here. I think this might be right here. Yep. Well, the streak continues. Austria, right next to Switzerland. And Switzerland. Mozambique, I know where that's at. Right here. Poland. Kuwait. Right here. South Sudan. Chad, Sudan, South Sudan. Peru. El Salvador. Qatar. Little tiny thing. Uzbekistan. I'm not sure about Uzbekistan. This is Kazakhstan. Oh, wait. Uzbekistan might be over here. Nope. That's Azerbaijan. And then Uzbekistan is below Kazakhstan. Okay. Cyprus. Sudan, right next to Chad. Luxembourg. Let's see here. Belgium, Netherlands, Luxembourg right here. Uzbekistan, we just did that one. The Vatican. This one's a trip. The Vatican. Of course, it's in Italy. There's Italy. You still don't see the Vatican. Oh, wait. You start to see it now. It's right here. There's a little tiny dot. And of course, it's going to be the shape of a pentagon. Somewhat. That's the Vatican right there. Population 511 people, area 0 square miles. Who are the 511 people that live in the Vatican? Are they like high-ranking priests or something? Or Don Miku, good morning, sir. All right. Do a couple more and get out of here. Democratic Republic of Congo is the big one. Population 95 million. Lebanon is next to Israel. Right here. Algeria is this big one right here, right? Yeah. Montenegro, I finally remember where this one's at. Right across the water from Italy, right here, right next to Albania. Montenegro, 600,000 people. Niger is above Nigeria. Mauritius. I always get these two mixed up. I think it's right here. Nope. I still get those ones wrong. The island is Mauritius. 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 Who knows? And this one is Mauritania. Anyway, let's get out of that. Joe Della, good morning. I downloaded the GeoChamp app. It's amazing. After getting a country wrong 47 times, you eventually learn where these countries are. Yeah, exactly. I'm going to challenge myself because that's like, I feel like this is like level one, is learning to take the word and identify it to the place. But it's a whole nother level to be able to write the words in on like a blank map, to be able to fill in a world map. That's what I want to be able to do with all of the countries and all of the capitals or the major city of that country. Excuse me. Have like a rough idea of what the population is, the square mileage, that type of thing. Because I hear them talk on the news or whatever about this country. I have no idea. I swear these countries did not exist when I was a kid. Maybe they did. I don't know. Maybe it's like the Beau Biden thing. Like everybody else knew it but me. I asked my roommate. Oh, yeah, I know who Beau Biden was. All right. Let's see here. Mustang Mike, good morning. Good to see you. We're just about to get into the X-Files now.
The mom recorded.
Not that prepared today, but we'll see what we got. Kash Patel, I'm sure most of you guys know how I feel about him. He's just a complete idiot. He's not an idiot. He's a fraud. He's a liar and a fraud. Complete, absolute fucking garbage. He just lies through his teeth and his bug eyes, this fucking guy. But I just want to play a couple. He was just on Megyn Kelly.
Let me start with this, the most obvious. Do you believe that we have the proper suspect in custody? Do you believe that Tyler Robinson is, in fact, the man who killed Charlie Kirk?
Yes.
Do you believe he acted with the help of anyone else?
This investigation is being led by the Utah state authorities because it is a murder investigation. So the FBI is a supporting role in the investigative process. And so what we're doing is the same thing we did in the pipe bomb investigation. The investigation is ongoing for us. If there's any new leads or tips, we are exhausting them with search warrants and legal process. But at the same time, we are working with the prosecutors in Utah to make sure we don't screw.
Yep, that's you, Kash Patel. This is also you right after Charlie was assassinated.
The suspect. And just last night, the suspect was taken into custody at 10 p.m. local time. In less than 36 hours, 33 to be precise, thanks to the full weight of the federal government and leading out with the partners here in the state of Utah and Governor Cox, the suspect.
Thanks to the full weight of the federal government, we exhausted everything and we got him in 33 hours.
Process. And so what we're doing is the same thing we did in the pipe bomb investigation. The investigation is ongoing for us. If there's any new leads or tips, we are exhausting them with search warrants and legal process.
Sure you are, buddy. And now all of a sudden, Nick Fuentes comes out and says he believes Tyler Robinson is the one that did it. Like he's fucking pivoted on us. Come to find out he's just a fucking gay fake himself. I don't trust nobody. You don't know who to trust. I don't believe any of these fucking internet personalities. The only one I trust is Candace Owens right now, and the fact that there's that they can say with a straight face that they think it was Tyler Robinson. Okay, well, what about the gun? It's not a 30-06. We already know that. I mean, we can just go listen to Valhalla, whatever that guy's name is. He's the Green Beret. He's the gun expert. He's actually killed people, protected government officials. He knows all that shit, and he says that's a fucking lie. We could play a little bit of that video. I just can't get over it. I want this guy to go. I want Dan Bongino to go. I don't know if it's possible to get anybody better. They're all going to be compromised, unless we just completely take down the government, which I don't think is going to happen anytime soon. Here's Dan Bongino. admitting that he used
You know,
to
I don't know
spread
if you remember
lies.
this. This is before you became the deputy FBI director. You put a post on X right after this happened, and you said there's a massive cover-up because the person that planted those pipe bombs, they don't want you to know who it is because it's either a connected anti-Trump insider or an inside job. You said that, you know, long before you even thought of as deputy FBI director.
Yeah, that's why I said to you, this investigation's just begun. We are pretty comfortable. We have our guy. I think there's, again, legal process starts to surface and information, facts start to come out. The public's going to be very comfortable with the investigation that was conducted under Director Patel and his leadership. He's been great on this. But I don't want to, you know, listen, I was paid in the past, Sean, for my opinions. That's clear. And one day I'll be back in that space. But that's not what I'm paid for now. I'm paid to be your deputy director, and we base investigations on facts. And, you know, it was interesting. I was looking out in the crowd today at the presser, and I saw a couple of media figures who you and I both know who promoted the other scandal.
So, I mean, do you guys, do we understand what he just
That's
said?
not what I'm paid for now. I'm paid to be your desk, Sean, for my opinions. That's, but I don't want to, you know, listen, I was paid in the past, Sean, for my opinions. That's clear. And one day
I was paid in the past for my opinions.
I'll be back in that space. But that's not what I'm paid for now. I'm paid to be your deputy director. And we
So I'm paid for this. I'm paid for that. That's what I'm not paid for now. It's all about being paid for this guy. He wants to get paid. He was paid to give his opinions. So are those really his opinions? No. You know, that statement right there, he just has no credibility. It's the definition of a puppet. It's the definition of somebody, what it looks like when somebody has their hand up your ass and they're the ones talking for you. That's the definition right there, Dan Bongino. He's not a real person. You know, if anybody wants to know what a plant looks like, what, you know, a double agent looks like, what just a true influencer looks like, that's it right there. That's the guy. You know, he just admits it. It's all about what he gets paid for, you know, and it goes deeper than that because these guys don't just operate for money when it comes to political influence and stuff like that. It's a little bit more. I mean, it comes down to like blackmail and all kinds of weird shit that these guys are involved in. Fuck you, Dan Bongino, and fuck you, Kash Patel. Sorry to go off on a rant right off the bat, but those guys just fucking, I can't take it no more with these guys, man. We're never going to get to the bottom of anything when these fucking clowns are the ones in charge of our government. I mean, it is literally dummy number one and dummy number two. I mean, we're in such trouble with these fucking motherfuckers, man. I'll move on. And you know, when it comes to the pipe bomber, I don't even have enough bandwidth, mental capacity to take on the pipe bomber and figure out what that's all about. I don't care. I think that whole thing's a fucking scam, probably. The whole thing. Every little fucking detail about it. But I'm all invested in the Charlie Kirk thing, you know, I think as a lot of us are. So I'm sure the whole thing they're lying about with the fucking pipe bomber. Do you guys remember Richard Sherman? He played, I think, cornerback for the Seattle Seahawks. He was part of the Legion of Boom when we won the Super Bowl against Denver. We had Marshawn Lynch and Russell Wilson, and before Russell Wilson became a sellout. So this is Richard Sherman at his father-in-law's house.
That shit real cute. Come through, Ray. Come through. Come through.
Oh, at least I cut off. We had to watch the TikTok thing, but I cut it off before the music played. I mean, that has to be like there has to be another man involved for it to get to that type of emotions, right? I mean, either she's got, either she's been cheating on him, or the guy's in that house right now at the father-in-law. I mean, who knows how nobody has. When it comes to relationships, I mean, it's just who knows. He's on Thursday night Prime Video football. Okay. Yes, I don't watch football. So the FBI needs some fixing still. Yeah, 100%. They need some fixing, like with the bulldozer. They need to go down and just tear down the Pentagon and the FBI building. The J. Edgar Hoover building, isn't that the FBI building? Oh, man. So I didn't watch this. I'm just going to kind of freestyle it for a second. It was Candace Owens on Russell. What's his name? No, I want to say Russell Wilson. Is it Russell Brand? That's what it says up here. Is that his last name? Russell Brand? So I assume this is like something spiritual. We'll listen to a little bit of it. I don't know if I trust this guy or not. I think he's probably controlled opposition, but.
Are you not afraid in a earthly, motherly way for the potential consequences of what you're saying? Also, bloody hell, mate, are you not a bit worried that you might get murdered? Who benefits
Good morning, Tommy.
from Charlie Kirk being killed? Who benefits? Like, as they say, cui bono? That's the question to always ask. Mm-hmm. And I actually didn't understand how Israel benefits from Charlie Kirk being murdered. I certainly can't see yet how, like, sort of French special forces could, so can you explain that to me? Because I don't understand who benefits from, but I also know that whenever I've seen it my whole life, a lone gunman killed RFK, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X. I know that's a lie, so I'm open. So what is it?
So look, I can tell you that from the moment that Charlie got shot, and I can't explain it, and maybe it's because Charlie would tell me all the time that he was going to die young, and I showed those messages, and I just knew that this was big. I knew it was big. I didn't have the players. I certainly didn't suspect Turning Point USA would be, as I believe, involved in a cover-up. And we can talk about what the motives are of that. They could be financial motives. It doesn't necessarily mean they weren't involved in plotting to kill him. And I've never said that. But I do believe that they have betrayed him since. And I am comfortable saying that today. Because I know that they have told lies. I know that they have withheld information that if truly you were motivated by goodness and truth, you would come out and you would say it. Like, there are people at Turning Point who Charlie texted the night before and said they're going to kill me. Well, if you're trying to figure out who killed Charlie Kirk, wouldn't that be a good thing to come forward with and to the public and say Charlie thought that he was going to be murdered the night before?
And that can't be, that's the understatement of our lifetime. And it they buried that, obviously that is just a no-brainer. Charlie messaged all of those people, and, they're not saying exactly who was messaged, but this is documented fact that's going to come out, guys. He messaged multiple people on September 9th and said, they're going to kill me tomorrow. Shouldn't we have heard about that from these guys? I mean, like, the one guy went on Sean Ryan and all these people, Andrew Colvett, Josh Hammer, the amazing Mikey McCoy, Rob McCoy. Nobody said that. But he did. That's a fact. He texted everybody and said that they're going to kill me tomorrow. So, but it was Tyler Robinson. And everybody believes it was Tyler Robinson with the 30-06, and you're a fag if you're reading this type of thing, right? Wake up optimistic or go back to bed. That is true, you know. And I did actually wake up in a shitty mood and go back to bed. And then it was just game time. It's just still kind of in a shitty mood, and just have to roll with it. You know what I mean? No, I'm not in a shitty mood. It's just I just can't stand the FBI. I just cannot. If we had the mob running shit, things would be glorious like they used to be, where if you broke the law, you paid for it. And you could literally ride your big wheel down the sidewalk anytime you wanted to, and nothing's going to happen to you other than the freaks of nature that just happen to everybody once in the, you know, just life. You're not going to get set on fire. You're not going to get stabbed in the chest. You're not going to get shot in the head. I mean, it's so crazy what's going on right now. So I told you guys, and I showed the video yesterday of the hit and run right one block away from me. And you can actually see the two Mexican dudes running away from the scene. They have it on video right by the pawn shop. Yesterday, I'm headed to the meat market, and there's flashing lights everywhere. And so I just go on Facebook to the same thing that I showed you yesterday. And what reported as a hit and run ended up being right in the middle of the intersection. 3 Mexicans take off running down the road. Same scenario. They don't have it on video. This is just what they say on Facebook. And 1 occupant is shot in the head. So there was 4 people in the car, 1 shot in the head. The other 3 illegal Mexicans or whatever country they're from are running down the road. Just yesterday and the last couple of days, somebody got stabbed on the bus in North Carolina or Charlotte, wherever. I think that's North Carolina. An illegal Thursday here in Lacey, Washington on I-5 hit a school bus with a semi truck on the freeway and injured 6 people. They didn't say whether they were kids or not. Of course, they're not going to tell us that part. Bambi, good morning. Good to see you. Russell Brand, he was an asshole, but has changed a little bit for the best. He was married to Katy Perry. He was married to Katy Perry. Interesting. Did not know that. I should have known that. So that's huge about, you know, and I know a lot of you guys probably are not dialed in on this whole Charlie Kirk thing, but to me, that's just like, you know, it's just another line in the sand when it comes to, it's the same as the 30-06. There's no way that a 30-06 did that to Charlie Kirk. And man, I would hope that if I text you guys and said, hey, they're going to kill me tomorrow, that somebody would come out and say something. And that you guys just wouldn't start a fundraiser in my name and keep all the money. And if you did, you would raise $3 because that's probably what my fundraiser would raise. I'm just saying. That's just so fucking weird, man. It's beyond. I mean, it's just. I got to move on. I got to stay optimistic. Or I got to go back to bed. It's true. So this guy, you know, we've all known somebody that's had dementia. My mom, I think, had early signs of dementia. She died from a brain aneurysm. But she acted, you know, there's some some things that she said that really bothered me. We'll just say that, you know, leading up to her dying, really bothered me. And you know, it wasn't until I found out that, you know, that dementia and Alzheimer's, you probably set in because of the brain aneurysm. And so she would have like glitches in the matrix and just kind of have these episodes, I guess. I didn't know what it was. I told my cousin about it one time on the golf course. I said, dude, something's wrong with my mom, man. No, I told a bunch of people that something was wrong with my mom. Nobody said nothing. Nobody was like, no. I even told my mom something was wrong with her. I said a couple different times. But if anybody's ever, dealt with somebody that's had dementia or Alzheimer's and had to care for them, or, I didn't have to care for my mom. She wasn't like that. It can be, I don't even know how to describe it. Now listen to this guy for a second.
You can tell if someone is pre-diabetic, overweight. It's evident on the brain scan.
Yes. Their brain scans look older than they are.
And that's reversible?
Absolutely. Now, the earlier you get it, the better, right? If you have somebody with stage 4 Alzheimer's, I'm probably not going to make the biggest difference in their life. But if they have stage 1 or 2, or they have mild cognitive impairment, it's like, let's go after this.
Really?
My favorite story, one of them, is Nancy. So I did a big NFL study at a time when the NFL was sort of lying about traumatic brain injury in football. Was 2007, 2008, 2009. And Ray White was one of our players. He played linebacker for the San Diego Chargers. And he joined my study so I would see his wife, who had frontal temporal lobe dementia, which is wicked dementia. And
at a young age.
She was in her mid-50s. And the doctor at UC San Diego told Ray, you should find a home for her.
Oh, gosh.
Because within a year, she is not going to know your name. And he was mad and he was sad. And he said, could you just tell me your opinion? And we scanned Nancy. And she had frontal temporal lobe dementia. You could see it on the scan. The whole front part of her brain was severely low in activity. And I said, I agree with the diagnosis. But if she was my wife, and I like my wife, I would do all these things. Basically, all the Bright Minds interventions, plus put her in a hyperbaric chamber, make sure she stops drinking alcohol, optimize her hormones. 10 weeks later, they came back and I scanned her. Her brain was better. Wasn't normal, but it was dramatically better. And Ray had lost 30 pounds in those 10 weeks. And I'm always trying to get my NFL players to lose weight. And I'm like, how did you do that? How did you lose 30 pounds? He said, I knew if I modeled a brain healthy life, she would do it too. And it just hit me that sometimes motivation is about love. He loved his wife.
Yes.
And as he got healthy, she did better. Now, frontal temporal lobe dementia is awful, and it was war. But 5 years later, she was still home.
Wow.
And I thought that was a huge win.
So you're confident that this intervention slowed the progression?
Absolutely.
What causes frontal temporal lobe dementia?
We don't know. Sometimes it's repetitive trauma. Sometimes it's an infection. But by and large, that's one of the ones we don't know what causes it.
So Magooch, good morning. Good to see you. 80 million. Yeah. Osada, could we keep some of the money that we raised for you? You could keep it all, sweet tea. It's, it's not even going to be enough to have to worry about taxes or nothing. Take it and just go support a local vendor with it. Go buy some cotton candy or something. I bought some cotton candy and some sugar cookies from 2 different vendors yesterday. And just a little fat kid, I ate all of it. It was Hubba Bubba flavored cotton candy and 5 sugar cookies, a stocking, a couple stars, and a Christmas tree or something. Oh, and then I sat over there wanting to fall asleep at my little table. It was so slow yesterday, but the people that did come were spending money. I had $200 sales, which I, God, I smoked too much pot. Hold on. Why the dementia video was playing, I was out giving myself dementia, smoking a huge bowl. What was I saying? The hot cocoa bombs, you know, I made a whole bunch of the little single boxes, and I sell those for $6. I sold one. And it's not the price. It doesn't have anything to do with the price. The price could be $7. The price could be $5. The price could be 50 cents. They don't want them. And they want the 6-pack, you know? And I tell them, well, I did tell them the price. But the first thing they were doing was they automatically were drawn to those six box, you know, the 6-packs. And I decided to sell them for $27. So it's $6 for a single, $20 for a 4-pack. So that makes them 5 each. And then 27 for 6, which is $4.50 per ball. And I sold, I think, 6 or 7 of the 6-packs yesterday on a super slow Friday. So that was cool. I mean, I sold out all my strawberries. I only brought 13 dozen with me, but I expected it to be way busier because it was their payday, and I don't know what the problem is, man. Yeah, keep it all. Keep all, you know, make some t-shirt. It's going to cost you guys more to print the t-shirts, I'm telling you, than what you would sell. They're going to be like, who? Masada, what does that mean? Osada Treats, never heard of it. AOV will be like, oh, yeah, that's the guy that, you know, promises to ship you chocolate and never does. Still waiting for my chocolate from Easter. I'll probably die before AOV. No, I'm not going to say that. I'll send AOV his chocolate eventually. Just kidding, AOV. I know 3 people that lost a parent to this in the last couple of years. Yeah, it's, you know, that's why I played it, because it's no joke. I mean, it's cruel. They are cruel diseases. And we all know, I mean, it could happen to all of us. It could be, you know, maybe they will hopefully find some type of, you know, hopefully they do find some type of remedy for it, because it's brutal, man. We'll move on from that. So, you know, Maduro, apparently, you know, he is supposed to run for his life because Trump is going to bomb Venezuela and this, that, and the other. Well, now he's on TV mocking Trump, pretending that he cannot answer. He doesn't have time to answer Trump's phone call.
¿Tú escuchaste? Estaba sonando la llamada. Me dijeron que había una llamada por aquí. ¿Aló? 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 Bueno, vamos a estar pendiente de esa llamada, Silita, disculpa. Pero es que yo escuché que sonó. No, ahorita no. ¿Ah? ¿What? Mírame.
So I didn't actually watch that video. It's not quite exactly what the top says. It says Maduro is now mocking President Trump by pretending on national television that he has no time to answer the phone. That's not quite what that video showed, but whatever. We'll move on. This one, okay, is this guy not going to have dementia and Alzheimer's at the very least? Trigger warning, this guy gets thrown up against the wall by this cop. So apparently he was told to sit down. And the reason why I showed these is because, you know, I call balls and strikes. I don't ever want to find myself in handcuffs with some fucking pig that thinks he's above the law and it's going to fucking treat you like a fucking dog. And a lot of them do. If they even do their jobs at all these days. Like I said, the dude was just sitting in the fucking intersection shot in the head yesterday when I was just trying to go to the meat market. And it's literally the only time I ever seen, the last time I seen a cop car with his lights on that road, and I travel that road a lot. I was shocking. I couldn't remember the last time. Like literally years. It's fucking weird, man. Again, this is you may not want to watch this. The guy definitely, he survives. Cops, these guys are well trained, you know, from this point right here, when he has him down right there. He's just this. There's no training going on. There's no protocol. This is just, and you know, this lady over here, she already knows what time it is. This ain't the first time she's seen this happen. It's not the first time. This is just the first time that it got to the point where it had to be exposed. I mean, look at him. He is full on. That guy's hands behind his back. He's got his hands around his neck. And he is full on with hell in his fucking soul. Gonna fucking do everything he can to smash that guy's face against that wall. What a motherfucker, man. I don't give a fuck what that guy did. You know, at that point, I don't even want to know what he did. That's just so uncalled for. So hopefully that guy gets, you know, if it was me, if you did something like that, you would be hung in public that afternoon. I would hang you in public if I was the judge for doing that to an inmate. You know what I mean? That's just me. Let's see here. It is a cruel disease with no cure right now. Yeah, you know what's cruel is it affects the, you know, those of us that, you know, like my mom, for example, she passed on June of 2017. It's been 8 years, over 8 years. I tell everybody 7. It's been 8 years. It's crazy. It still affects you, you know. It's hard hitting. You know, it would be great if they could find some type of a cure for it, you know. But, you know, old age is old age. If you live long enough, I mean, what do we expect, I guess, right? But my mom was 60. She was born in 56 and died in 2017. She was 61. That's way too young to be having that. Although when she was 22, because she had me when she was 17, she was thrown that just, and this is why I have the attitude I have about hanging this guy in public that afternoon, because I watched my mom get violently thrown down like that, and by her husband, my stepdad, which, you know, my mom had three husbands. There was Ed. He's already, and the only one that's alive still is this guy that did this to my mom. He lives in New York. His name's Dennis Herlihy. And he did this when I was 5. My mom had me when she was 17. And I watched him throw her. He pushed her backwards, and her head hit the bed rail, a metal bed rail. And then he picked me up and my sister, and he put us in the bedroom and shut the door, and he went back and continued to beat my mom's ass. Well, when she died of a brain aneurysm, it was in that spot. And that's why I have that attitude about hanging people in public when they do shit like that. So I'm going to move on. Let's see here.
Kirk. And I don't mean like one clip, right? I mean watching how she moves, how she positions herself, how she's being used. And I can't lie, it's getting weird. Because when your public grief starts looking like an Adam and Eve commercial, that's not faith. That's branding. And it's gross. And the wild part is she's not being objectified. She's participating. She's found her place in the performance. The beautiful believer, the holy widow, the vessel for the message. Erica Kirk figured out how to turn devotion into influence. Not the loud kind, though. The curated, palatable kind. You know, the one that makes far-right politics look gentle. She wraps white Christian nationalism in soft femininity, in perfectly timed tears and God's plan captions. And the people around her are eating it up. Because every movement like this needs a face.
I don't really know. Excuse me. I don't really know if the people are eating it up because I'm calling bullshit. I think a lot of people are starting to wake up. Yeah, it's okay, Joe. It's just it is what it is. Hold on one sec, guys. I gotta clear my throat. I forgot to make my tea this morning. I need my lemon water because my voice starts to go hoarse, especially if I'm going to go through something like that. There's a retired lawyer in Cali, Dan Salinger, that cares for his 92-year-old dad with dementia. It's a great channel for others dealing with the same situation. Yeah, it's definitely, it's hard. It's hard. That was like in 1978 that happened. And I still, it's something that kind of thing. When you go through something like that, it's just like beyond traumatizing. Beyond traumatizing. So when you see stuff like that happen, that's exactly, it just takes you back to that moment. You know what I mean? It's like, so that's why I get so upset about shit like that. But this story right here, I mean, I wish they wouldn't have played the sad music with it.
Someone who makes extremism look nurturing.
Because it's kind of CIA-ish when they do that kind of thing, But she's right, I personally have been calling out Erica Kirk from day one, And I call balls and strikes, and I'm not afraid to look stupid, and I'm not afraid to be wrong. But I've been saying since day one, and everybody knows it because it's documented on this channel, that I think she's a fraud. I don't know at what level. I'm not saying she necessarily knew her husband was going to be killed, but I mean, everybody makes their own decisions when it comes to that. So I'm just going to move on from that one too. What else do we have here? This one needs no explanation.
When you look at what has happened to football in the United States, again, soccer in the United States, we seem to never call it that because we have a little bit of a conflict with another thing that's called football. But when you think about it, shouldn't it really be called? I mean, this is football. There's no question about it. We have to come up with another name for the NFL stuff. Yeah. It really doesn't make sense when you think about it. It is really football. But when you look at what has happened to football.
So there's another video, and I'm going to skip to it real quick. Here we go.
The very first winner of the FIFA Peace Prize, the 45th and 47th President of the United States of America, Mr. Donald J. Trump. Please. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. President.
Real quick, Bambi and Toro. I don't know if I said good morning to you guys. Good morning. And Joe Della. Sorry, I got a little emotional there. I didn't kind of went back in time for a second. So listen to Alex Jones talk for a second.
Gianni Infantino loves Trump. They've known each other for decades. They're big buddies. That said, he's the head of the World Cup, the head of the World Soccer Federation. And today, during a break on my show, I was in the break room getting some coffee.
You know, AOV thinks that Alex Jones is a complete lunatic and just a crazy person and is not to be listened to. But he doesn't know because he doesn't listen to Alex Jones. Alex Jones is I would say probably the most. I would challenge somebody to find somebody that's more knowledgeable in all of politics, geopolitics, geography, history, all military documents, anything. And not only that, but more connected to people in the military, to people in the government. He's a personal advisor to Trump. And he's been doing this for over 30 years. He predicted that 9/11 was going to happen. He's the reason that I heard about the first time. I grew up hearing the word epidemic, but I had never heard pandemic until Alex Jones talked about it in 2015. And he said that it was during Jade Helm. He says that they're going to release a super virus and there's going to be a world pandemic. He talked about the coronavirus back in 2015, and it didn't happen for 5 years. So that's how good he is. And that's fact. I remember telling my mom that. It was before she died. She looked at me like I was fucking crazy, like she always did. And I said, and then they're going to release the viruses, Mom. And she was like, what? The plandemic. It's exactly it, Coach Rain. Toro, you already know. But yeah, so let's listen to this real quick.
And I'm watching him do this whole fake raffle like it's the lottery with these bulls, with the Mexican president Sheinbaum, with the globalist World Bank, UK bank head Carney, and himself, and they get in the bowls. He says, "This is real now. This is really deciding who's going to be in this special playoff." And it's, oh, look, Canada. Oh, look, Mexico. I'll show it to you. Oh, look, U.S. And Trump figures it out and goes, "Oh, I get this now." You can tell Trump doesn't know, but then he figures out it's a setup. This is all revelation of the method. Like, we're scamming you. Lotteries are a fraud. It's come out. Most of the big lotteries are staged. And Trump, you can see legitimately, as I was watching it live, I thought, oh God, he's being set up. He figures it out. And it's all discrediting. Like, look, this is a staged lottery. This is a fraud. Oh, you're getting an award, Trump. But it's a staged award. And so I came on air right after I saw that during a 3-minute break and said, I believe they were acting like they were being nice to him, but they were basically saying Trump was a fraud. After the Canadian prime minister, the Mexican president, and then by Trump, it's totally obvious it's staged. That was what I got archetypally as a revelation of the method, predictive programming. Then I told the crew after the show, hey, find that clip. And I go into Rob Dew, who's shooting this right now on Friday night. He goes, hey, you think that's bad? Look at this. So we'll show you that clip first. He comes out and literally laughs at Trump and says, oh, you didn't get your peace prize for Ukraine, all the stuff you wanted. So here's your peace prize. The first time the Soccer Federation issues one and hands it to him, when in any real ceremony of these things, they put it on you. And then Trump puts it on himself and the crowd's basically laughing. So my first little, getting a cup of coffee, that guy's making fun of Trump. Okay, this is staged. Oh, mix them up real good. Make sure that was my first gut level thing, was this is making fun of Trump. Then I saw the second clip, 100%. And that's what these people do with Trump. So he wants to succeed. He wants to fix things. But he's got a blind spot being manipulated by these people. So first see them giving him the award he's got to put on himself, and then see the staged raffle they do, or Powerball 10 billion or whatever. This is crazy. But this is all about revelation of the method, pissing on our face doing this. And they were humiliating Trump. And he just thinks he's promoting American business. Hey, let's get the World Cup in America. He's with his buddies. Because at his level, just bring money in. But he's so optimistic. He's so confident. He doesn't see, in my opinion, tell me what you think below, They are literally making fun of him. This is beyond sick. And I said on the show today when I saw it, I thought they were making fun of him and discrediting him and having him be part of a fake lottery. But when I saw this second clip, and it goes on for like 3 hours, I haven't seen the rest of it. I'm told it's even worse.
So take that for what you will. I don't watch soccer or football, whatever that you want to call it now. But I know the World Cup. I've seen some documentaries, and everywhere they go, they destroy the cities that they build their stadiums in. They did it to Venezuela. So it's not just about soccer as it is about, I think, infiltrating countries. It's I don't know. It's just, take that for what you will. I personally did not like the fact that Trump put that thing on like that. It was kind of weird. Yeah. Let's see. Those are the only. Oh wait, no, I have more videos. That's right. I skipped ahead. Okay, let's see here. Unbelievable. This is Nick Fuentes, who started saying the N-word, and then kind of, that's how like he kind of like they popped him up on us. Then he started like kind of saying some things that were like kind of made sense. And then he goes on Steven Crowder, who's a Christian Zionist Jew, in the underpants of Benjamin Netanyahu, bashes Candace Owens. And this guy is just, I don't trust him one bit, especially after this statement.
Finally, this one might surprise people because I know you and Charlie Kirk were sort of rivals, as you've described. Been a lot of controversy floating around that, and people often say that you blame the Jews for everything. Do you believe the Jews killed Charlie Kirk? That's one of the conspiracies out there right now. What's your position on that?
I don't believe that. As it stands right now, I think it was Tyler Robinson.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Me too. And if there's something else, I hope that we find out. But I think a lot of people would just sort of talk.
It was Tyler Robinson, huh? I can't either, Coach Train. And now he's going to say it's Tyler Robinson. So it was Tyler Robinson on the roof with a 30-06, and it was because Charlie Kirk ate spinach. And we're going to believe that. So let's listen to. I don't even know how to spell autopsy. Autopsy. Whoops.
Details. I mean, I don't think the entrance one looks like it.
I don't understand, and it's not for me to try to understand that part.
There was a man on the team who, after he was shot, I believe he was on the security team, runs towards the vehicles, hangs out outside the vehicles, and takes, I believe it was a TikTok selfie video. Do you know who this is? Can you pull this up, Jeremy?
Is it the one where he said Charlie just got shot?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's with the audiovisual team. Yeah, it's a company that they contract to shoot the footage. It's also the one, he's the guy that went up and
here he is right here.
Yep.
They just shot Charlie. They just shot Charlie. They just shot Charlie.
When he says they just shot Charlie, who does he mean they? I mean, he's saying they, but it was Tyler Robinson I mean, at that point, nobody could know. But why are they saying they? Is he saying they because Charlie Kirk texted him the night before and said they're going to kill me tomorrow? And then they did? I mean, that part that kind of confuses me. Is it true that Benjamin Netanyahu is on your Christmas card list? Yep, I'm going to the Wailing Wall for Christmas. Every time somebody asks me, like, what's your life goal, Osada? For Osada Treats Business, like, if you grow it, to $1 million, $1 billion, what do you want to do with that money? Oh, I want to go to Israel. I want to go to Israel, and I want to talk about Israel. I want to start a podcast and talk about Israel, promote Israel. I want to buy an Israeli flag. I want to, I want to talk about how Christians have a moral obligation to the Jews. That's what I want to do. I believe it's genuine that his father was okay. I'm gonna save my voice now. You guys are talking. Oh, the audio video team with the drones, right? Yep. They proved that is a complete lie, and he does. Yeah, this guy is to be really hard on both of these guys. But this guy. Hold on, me.
He's the audio visual.
This guy right here. So there was already, and I watched this yesterday. I can't remember who I was watching. It might have been Valhalla. This guy was basically almost off the stage or all the way off the stage when Charlie was shot. There was already 2 guys that were down by Charlie, basically where his head was, on the ground with Charlie before he gets there, before this guy gets there. And this guy says that he stuck his hand into Charlie's neck to stop the bleeding. He says that on the show, talking to Sean Ryan. He says he's the one that stopped the bleeding. He stuck his hand in Charlie's neck because it hit his artery or whatever. I don't think he says it right here, but come on, really? You got trained and what are the other 2 people doing? And then they can prove that guy doesn't have any blood on his hand like that. So that's impossible. And not only that, so if you stick this is what the guy was saying, the Green Beret. He goes, if you stick your hand into a wound like that for that reason, he goes, you're not taking your hand off of that wound until the surgeon tells you to, like literally. And so the guy says that he gets down there and he does that, but then you can see on video that he just stands up again. So he's saying he stuck his hand in his neck to stop the bleeding, but then he stands up again and he's off the wound. So that's complete bullshit. And you can tell this guy is just very, very weird and has something to hide.
Your team guy that's running the cameras. He's also the one that they said that he was hiding footage or whatever, that he turned over all that footage to the FBI. So
he did. So this is also the guy that, or was that a security guy? If you look after the event, somebody goes to the camera that was behind Charlie, pulls the camera down, looks like he pulls the SD card out.
Same guy.
And that footage is in the hands of the FBI.
Correct.
It wasn't deleted, wasn't erased.
He actually works for a company called VI, and their contract AV video people. And he's not a security guy. He works for the security and the VI, the video company.
Okay.
Yeah. And so I don't understand, and it's not for me to try to understand that part, like the getting on the phone or that. I don't understand that. And you see it a lot nowadays. Tragic things happen.
Yeah.
Shootouts, and people pull their phones out instead of running. And so I don't understand that. That's for him to explain, not me. I know he doesn't work for us, but I also know from seeing some of the stuff that he's the same guy that took down the cameras, and people are like, what's going on here? And I'm like, well, that's a legitimate ask. That's a legitimate
I think that too. I don't think that's
a legitimate ask. And where did that go? And he was interviewed and asked and answered, and FBI, and that was all turned over because I asked.
And this guy also says that when it comes to the drones, that, he's putting it on Utah and the police. And he goes on to say that, he's head of security, but he tells Sean Ryan he can't believe that there was not any coordination between the the college and the police. That's who he's putting the blame on. He's the head of security for Charlie Kirk, and he's saying, how come they didn't ask? How come they didn't ask about the drones, or coordinate about having the drones or whatever? Nobody asked. Dude, you're the head of security. You're the one that's supposed to fucking do this. That's literally your job. This is all your job. Just so insane. Let me see if I can No, we don't want to watch Charlie get shot. I don't know, guys. What's this guy saying? What else do we got here? Let me get back to if I had any other ones. Okay, here's a crazy crash. I don't know. It's a Tesla. Where was this at? Huntington Beach. A man dies in a high-speed Tesla Model 3 rollover crash. Miraculously, no one else was killed. Like 3 people were injured, but it's still under investigation. He wasn't running from the cops or anything.
This dash cam video involving a Tesla and a multi-vehicle rollover crash that occurred in Huntington Beach, California. The driver, 37-year-old Ryan Mark Larson, was pronounced dead at the scene, and 3 others were injured. Authorities are investigating the cause of the crash. This dash cam video involving a Tesla and a multi-vehicle rollover crash that occurred in Huntington Beach, California.
Well, he's already in the wrong part of the road. Like he's in a turn lane, if anything, with a red light. Going way too fast to even like if he was planning on making the turn and beating that's not. So I don't trust those Teslas, man. You drive a car that's got that, whatever they call it, the automatic driving, the FDS. I don't know what that stands for. You're literally letting, call it the government, call it whoever you want, the tech industry, have control of your life. They could drive that car for you, and they could do whatever they want. They can kill you in that car if they want. They could pull a Paul Walker. I don't want them to have that control over me. More Erica Kirk.
JD Vance.
Mm-hmm.
Is he the person you plan to ultimately support for 2028?
He's a dear friend. My husband and him were very good friends. I think you remember when he supported him for Senate, and they had a great time doing that race together. And he supported JD for that. I do have to say, yes, we adore JD, and my husband was very vocal about endorsing him. But I do have to preface this from the standpoint of, we have a tendency as humans to look past. We have very short attention spans and very short memories. I would ask that we enjoy the fact that, and maybe you don't, but I will enjoy the fact that my husband worked so hard for this past election. And I think it would behoove us to appreciate that hard work and enjoy the fact that we do have a president in office that we voted for.
I agree. I think it's harmless, Co-Train, but I 100% agree with that. He is just, Jesse is totally benefiting from that. I don't get it. You know, the only thing that I can understand, I can see why they would do it is because he has connections to MMA, and maybe they're trying to, you know, get in with Dana White or, you know, that scene. That's the only thing I could think of, because he does have connections there. Yeah, I don't know. Don't like it either. He bled out in a matter of seconds. Yeah. And it's the way that happened. And I mean, I don't know. And I completely am ignorant when it comes to guns. And I'm just saying that I'm going based on what I've heard all the professionals say and watching videos of ballistics myself. That's impossible. I don't know what your guys' opinions are. If anybody, and I wouldn't, you know, like try to argue your own opinion, but is there anybody that does believe that a 30-06, that's possible, that it's not going to blow out through the back when you just hit that soft tissue right there on the side or wherever the artery that it hit? It's not, there's not going to be blood splatter through the back. The bullet's not going to go all the way through you, because they're saying that it went down and crushed 6 vertebrae and then fragmented after it went down and crushed 6 vertebrae. So I don't know if that's even possible. Audio is allowed to fly one, but the security was not his word. Yeah. It's curtains after. Yep. 3 months to respond, but gives her 24 hours. It's midnight and go. Yep. They say Paul Walker was about to expose something big. Yep. So, and you know, with Erica, there's just so many things around this whole thing. Like, I miss a lot of things. I'm not, you know, I care more about my business than anything. Just, you know, this kind of stuff just interests me, and I just kind of have a passion for like not being lied to. But I'm no expert in any field in government or any of this stuff. Like, I know nothing. I just have strong opinions, and I just kind of like read between the lines as best I can. I didn't go to school for this. Nothing. But I just have my own intuition. But as far as like, I was kind of fully invested in electing Trump. I followed that I did not want Kamala to win. None of us did. I don't remember Turning Point USA being involved in this shit. I don't remember. I didn't even know Erica Kirk existed until Charlie got shot. So how now is she? Who gives a fuck? Is this is just my brutally honest statement. In my own opinion, who gives a fuck who you think should be president next? Who you endorse? I mean, for me personally, who Erica Kirk wants to endorse for president means as much to me as who I want to endorse for president, or as much as my next door neighbor. I don't care who she wants to endorse. It does not matter to me. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't even give a shit who Charlie Kirk wanted to endorse next. I wouldn't give a fuck. I never even watched that guy. You know? I mean, I think he's one of the most important people to ever live now if we can solve this case. I mean, I think Candace is the most important person to ever live in our modern history. You know, I honestly believe that. More important than any president. You know? She's the one that hopefully is going to fucking crack the matrix. And I doubt it. She's our best hope. The doctor said he could have been shot in the emergency room, and there was nothing they could have done to save Charlie Kirk. And I believe that. 100%, I believe that. That I believe. You know, in a sliver of truth, there is a sea of lies. You know. In a sea of lies, there is a sliver of truth. However it's said, because they do. That's how they get us. They give us a little bit of truth, surrounded by lies. And then they do what the Green Beret guy, Valhalla, yesterday described as emotional blackmail. And he broke down, did a really good job of it, actually. Breaking down how it's emotional blackmail. How much time we got? Let's see if we can. Let's go to YouTube real quick. I really like that guy. I don't know if I can find what exactly he said. What's the name of his Valhalla FT, VFT? Lives. Was it a live? Yeah. Hold on, guys. Let me. All right.
All right, let's jump into the episode. Let's kick this thing off. First thing we're starting off with, again, Charlie Kirk's head of security. We're going to work our way through, okay?
This is the guy we
First thing
just
we're going to
watched.
talk about is the actual beginning shot going off itself, and then we're going to work our way through in a linear fashion as we go. And we're going to talk about things as we go. So again, if you're not subscribed to Coach Colin, I am Coach Colin. Do so. Fantastic content. He's covered this amazingly in detail. Him and Ian, Candace, they've all covered the TPUSA.
He's talking about Coach Colin. He's actually playing the guy in the background, the black dude. He's called I Am Coach Colin. He's got a really good channel too. He's actually playing his video of this guy, the head of security, talking. So it's a reaction to a reaction video, kind of. But the dude who this Valhalla guy, he's a former Green Beret, a gun expert, and he knows his shit. He is somebody that we could definitely trust his opinion. When it comes to like the fire, he does a really good job of breaking this down.
SA side. So make sure you go subscribe to him as well. All right, let's jump into it and let's get started.
And I remember.
Where's my volume? Stand by.
I heard the gunfire, and then I don't know if you've heard this, but I heard that bullet slap him.
Okay, boom, guys. We didn't make it. What was that? Was that 4 seconds into the episode before we caught our first lie? All right. So, sorry, we barely got anywhere into it. So what he says there is he's talking about how he's essentially 15 feet away from Charlie. He hears the gunshot go off, and he asks Sean, "Have you heard of something? Is this something was like normal for you?" He's talking about in combat, right? I heard the gunshot go off, and then I heard the slap on Charlie Kirk's neck. Did you? Did the physics of that actually make sense? Could your auditory response even pick that up? I don't know. Let's talk about it. Okay, let's say a 30-06 was used. A 30-06 round is traveling at about 2,500 to 2,600 feet per second from 140 yards. I did the math, and that round, by the time it leaves the gun and hits the neck, is in 0.15 seconds. Little over a tenth of a second between the gunshot and the impact of the neck. That is that. From 15 feet away in a loud auditory or in a loud auditoried area, people fucking yelling, cheering, the gunshot going off, and you heard a loud slap that hit the neck? No, you didn't. That's completely fucking made up. Your ears could not have even put those two things together. They happened so fast in a tenth of a second. So, right out the gate, you're fucking lying, which is not a great start. And why lie about that? And I'm not saying, no, I am saying it's not possible because, again, your brain literally could not catch the difference between those two things. So, no, you didn't.
Unless it was not a 30-06 and that the speakers were projecting the crack and it was a different type of a weapon used. so that it was a lot longer than 1/10 of a second, and that maybe that guy did hear that. It's a possibility. I don't know. It's all very confusing.
Didn't hear a slap on the neck. Okay, let's keep it moving.
And so, so you hear two sounds actually.
No, you don't. We just described it in 0.15 seconds. No, you don't. That's a lie.
And so you hear the actual shot, and then you hear the bullet hit him in the neck. Like you hear.
No, you
it.
didn't.
And so in my head, I had an attribution to that. Oop, I know what that is. And so
He's trying to claim that he knows. Oh, if I hear a gunshot and then a slap, oh, I know what that is. No, you don't. You didn't hear that. Okay. So it's just weird. It's just a weird thing to lie about. Don't even know why he would even say that.
I turned, and when I turned, started running, that's when Dan grabbed him. And I mean, this is a live fire event. It's not everybody thinks in hindsight, well, this is a one-shot assassination.
Oh.
No, in our heads, there's
You don't
fire.
know what that is.
There's fire.
Okay, let's talk about this, because this is one of the biggest things I criticize them about with their failures of actual security and actually react to contact. That's what this is, right? So they hear the gunshot goes off. He claims his security team, the first thing in their minds is, where's the threat? Where's the threat? Now, that's interesting you say that, because I can show you the moment he's shot, and it's right here. Now, let's analyze this. Let's see, Mr. Head of Security, if your immediate reaction and your entire team's immediate reaction was there's multiple shots coming. Okay, let's look. Here's you, not concerned at all about pulling security. You're focused on Charlie. Here's Dan. He's got Charlie. Here's Frank Turek. He's staring at Charlie. All right, here's your other security guard staring at Charlie. Nobody here is looking out for a shooter. Also, we know brown shirt guy that's right here who immediately sprints and jumps over. I believe we can actually pull him up. Where was he? Yeah, okay, we got him. Now, you were just staring at Charlie the whole time. So, no, actually, buddy, nobody. Oh, we'll get into all this weird shit as we go here. Let me get back to this. I think it was 17. Oh, after the shot goes off. Here we go. None of you, not a single one of you, is concerned with security. It's almost like you all knew only one shot was going to go off. Look at you. Here's you. You guys see my cursor? I want to make sure you guys can see my cursor, what I'm pointing at. Chat, you see my cursor when I'm showing you that? When I'm pointing at people? Somebody give me a yes before I keep moving. All right, good. So again, yeah, I'm scanning for threats. No, you fucking weren't, guy. Now I get through in this episode.
I'm going to skip ahead to another. Here we go.
All right, here we go.
There's more to come.
Again, we already showed that none of you reacted that way.
Right. And so Dan grabs Charlie, and then
Who's Dan?
Dan was the guy standing right next to Charlie.
Dan, by the way, we've seen him, this gentleman right here. Okay. So everybody knows who they're talking about. All right.
When he got shot on the stage. And then I was to the right of Dan.
Okay.
And so he grabs him, and then I turn and see him start to the ground. But then I'm just thinking gunfire. And he's leading to the ground because I'm on his right. Well, he was shot right here in the left of his neck. And so I jumped down on top of Charlie to cover him, because where we're at, it's concealment at best. It's a tabling with cloth on it. So it's not hard cover.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair what he's talking about here. I don't have any problems with that specifically.
So our guys are starting piling back in, and they're down, putting a human shield around him, but it's still just concealment. It's not cover. And so I initially dove down on top of him and just was on him almost face to face. And then when I was doing that, I went down, I could see the wound. And so I immediately shoved my hand into the wound to stop the bleeding.
Okay. Whoo, boy. Here we go. There is a lot to talk about here with that statement. All right. So, even though Dan was the first one on top of Charlie, somehow he was the one that got over there, and he was the one that buried. He was the first to care, right? He's the one that's got his hands buried in Charlie Kirk. All right, great. Here we go. Let's clear some things up, because Nate's not always right, but Nate is pretty often right. And let me talk about some things here. Do you guys remember, I did a whole video on this, no blood on the hands. And then there was some other content creators who said, no, there was another guy and he had a little bit of blood on his hands. And that proves that they tried to save Charlie's life. It was that gentleman. And what did I come out and tell you guys? Well, we'll go to my video. Okay. Let's see. I got my.
So I'm going to stop it there on that. But it's he has a good breakdown of this whole thing. That guy is just caught in lie after lie after lie. And we all know it. Yeah. His body. And the thing is too, it's not just people. It's not just journalists on YouTube. It's not. This is you have experts. You have the world is watching this. This is the government can pretend all they want, and they can not respond all they want. They can send bug-eyed Kash Patel out all they want. They're very aware of what's going on. Everybody is. This is at the highest level of scrutiny. It's just who's going to win. It's kind of like it's a war. Like, what really happened to Charlie Kirk? And now they're saying that his body's not even in the ground yet. He has not been buried yet. So what are their plans with his body? It just all is so weird. And why did JD Vance fly with Charlie Kirk's body on day 2? That's another weird thing. It just everything, nothing makes sense. It's like it's a, it's like it makes you question your own sanity. Speaking of like dementia and Alzheimer's and all, it's like you feel like you question your own sanity when you think about this shit. And if anybody has X and you go on X, maybe it's just my algorithm. I don't know. I think it's like this for everybody. These psychopaths just fill Twitter, we'll call it Twitter instead of X, with Candace is evil, Candace is this, Candace is that. It's time we start talking about how mentally insane Candace is, blah, 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 blah. Like that's all it is. So, today it was like so much when I first started trying to bookmark some videos, it just was kind of discouraging. I was like, oh my God, I just don't want to see all this crap. It's not like I believe any of it, but that's how they get people. Like any normal person, if they go on X, they're just going to start believing that Candace is just a piece of garbage. And, because most normal people aren't going to go through. Most people don't have time to do this, right? We don't have time in our lives, including myself, to be worrying about who killed Charlie Kirk. Who killed JFK? Who killed Martin Luther King? Who killed fucking Malcolm X? But we're invested in it because we know they're lying. And it's fucked up. And we're tired of it. Dean Du, good morning, sir. How are you? Ding, 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 ding. Ask me to drop the link so I can tell you. Oh, gotta go. We're out of here. Sorry, nope, gotta go. I'm busy. I gotta work. I got a meeting. I got a Sinatra song to play. I got yeah. So no, good morning to you. I don't know if Tommy's listening or not, but that was kind of funny. So today I'm supposed to go to a really big Christmas. I'm doing the Christmas tree lot like I did last week, but today is like the main day. Today is the Santa parade. They got the train ride. They got everything. So that's good. The problem is the weather is going to suck bad. It's already windy out there. I went to go smoke a bowl earlier and I had to go to a different spot because my normal spot was too windy. I'm like, oh, fuck. This is not good. Because, you know, I'm in a tent canopy outside. And where I'm going to be at on a blacktop parking lot is windy no matter what anyway, in general. So when it's super windy, and it's going to be raining, I don't know. We'll see how it works out. Mob talk. Yep, you already know. No, Tommy's good. Tommy's good. Tommy gets a pass. Tommy always gets a pass over here. I'll take away Thindu's wrench, ALV's wrench, and well, I'll take away Todd Father's wrench first for no reason. But Tommy always gets a pass. So that's all the videos that I had. Where are we at? 3:30. Still got a little bit of time. Oh, see, he's got a wrench. There he is. He's still in the house. I'll drop the link if either one of you guys want to come up. I'm gonna put it in the text though, because at this hour the freaks come out at night. The freaks come out at night because you know it's 3:30 where I'm at. We had a problem billing your card. Please update your card now or you will lose access to the core plan. What the fuck? It's already time to pay the StreamYard again? I thought it wasn't until the 12th or something. The 6th? You guys already want another $40? And X already took $84 from me. You know, and I'm sick and tired of these. I'm about ready to just... This is why I have a $50 phone, a $200 phone. We have a problem billing your... You know why you have a problem billing my card? Because I don't have no money on there. That's why you have a problem billing it. I got something you can bill. $44 a month for this bullshit. I mean, don't get me wrong. I enjoy doing the show, but $44 a month? I mean, I spend more than that a week on weed, but I'm just saying. I'll spend that. Well, we won't talk about that. We'll talk about weed. Musada, you got to try the one James is using. It's like $18 and everything seems fine. Yeah, I will. I'll look into it. 18 sounds better. I know you told me that last time. Tommy taking everyone's wrench away this morning. Yep. He's the wrench stalker. But yeah, so you know, it's weird. I spend most of the time during the week now making hot cocoa bombs, and then they get sold all, you know, right away. So I'm gonna have to go through, and that's what I'm gonna do right after the show. Is I have to go through and unpack all the little single boxes that I took time to. I'm not gonna do all of them, but I'll leave a few to sell, and I'm gonna put them in the 6-packs because that's what people want. And then I ordered a new thing of pistachio paste for. I've got to make another 45 Dubai bars. So I'll be doing that this week. That stuff will either come today or tomorrow. So this week I got to do more hot cocoa bombs and Dubai bars. I already ordered more chocolate. I already basically burnt through the 50 pounds of chocolate that I just got. It's nonstop. So it's a good problem to have, but the weather is going to be not fun. So, do. Good morning, sir.
What's going down?
How you doing?
Just breaking into my morning. You know, turn the phone on and there you are.
You got any plans today?
Oh yeah.
Hanging out with the little one?
Yeah. You know, start my morning. I was going to take a ride and throw a couple football teams in. So as I was sitting there in my car, I said to myself, I'm not going to waste the gas. I'm not even going to attempt it. Right now, I can't touch anything. I turned around and came right back home.
Oh, because you're sick?
No, that's the luck I'm having right now.
Oh, it's just that I got you. Oh, okay.
That's how bad my fucking luck is. I can't fucking. If you gave me 2 pieces of paper with a W on one of them and try to pick it, it would probably take me 2 times to pick the winner. Okay, I don't know what else to tell you.
Yeah, you know, I think it's like that kind of across the board. Another guy I talked to yesterday, I said, "Hey, Will," he's always talking about playing slots. And he's like, "Oh, I've taken a break." He goes, "I lost big the other day." I was like, "Oh shit, here we go."
You know what? I thought yesterday, this old man at the machine, he was looking at me, shaking his head, and I'm MFing. He goes, "Nothing, huh?" I said, "I don't even know what I'm doing." I said, "Why am I standing here? Why am I talking to you?" He started laughing. He goes, "You're chasing, aren't you?" I said, "Oh my God, I can't believe you used that word, chasing." It's like, after 3 months, you have. He goes, "Maybe you should just turn around and walk away." And I'm like, "Why don't you just make my mind up for me?" I go, I don't even know it's not wasting the money. It's donating the money. It's not trying to win. You know you're going to lose. It's like your mind plays tricks on you more than anything. Okay. When you're in that state, and you know, as a gambler, you know where I'm going with this. When you can't touch nothing, you can't touch nothing. You know, Osama.
100%. You know, I pick up on that for myself. Like the last time we went on Thanksgiving night.
Yeah.
And I walked in with like a little over $200, and I got it up to $620.
Right.
And all I was doing was being a degenerate playing slot machines. Well, by the time we left, because I won that pretty much right away, and by the time we left, I lost a couple hundred back. I walked out there with I had $400 bills. So I won a little less than $200. But the feeling of losing that other 200 and something, and plus, I watched my buddy lose all his money. Okay, he lost everything while we were there. So it more taste in my mouth. And even though I won, I came out ahead. I still felt like I lost. So I knew better. I stay away from that fucking place. But check this out. So last week I'm out selling my chocolate at the Christmas tree lot, and a guy that he sells fish out there, he happens to be the head of the tribal gaming for the Puyallup tribe that I do all this business for. Well, he told me that they just got done renegotiating the state compact, because here the tribes they sign a deal with the government every year about the rules and regulations that the casino must follow. And like, for example, they pay all the tax of the alcohol sales and cigarette sales to the state, blah, blah, blah. So one of the major changes is our limits on table games has been 500. It's going to 1,000. And in high limits, it's going from 1,000 to 5,000. And then I said, is there anything about online gambling? Because, it's illegal here. And he goes, funny you ask. And I go, oh, fuck, here we go. He goes, yeah, we're thinking about geofencing the entire reservation. He goes, we could potentially get 800,000 customers that way. He goes, but at the very least, we're going to geofence the entire property of the casino. So you could be in your car or in the casino and play slots on your phone. And I don't know how long it's going to take a couple. It's going to happen everywhere. So if it's in Washington, I was like, man, I don't want that. Long story short, because then going back to what you went through, even though you decide that, it's just not the time to gamble, and you turn around, you still have the option to gamble from your phone at home. And that's
That's not an alternative. That's not even an idea here. We don't even do that on this. So that's even better for Dindo. But the fact turning around, that's discipline. All right. That's, you're not saying I could still win. I got a chance to win. You already know you're a loser. And just save the money. Just, because right away, am I going to waste the gas? What do I want to waste $20, $40? Do I really want it? Once you start thinking like that, just turn around and go back to bed. So.
Yes, 100%. And, and I think, I don't know if you agree with this, but psychologically, when you lose more, like a couple times in a row, you start running bad. It's not just the money. It really is about, nobody wants to lose, and it does something to you to where it really kind of puts you in a depression. It kind of makes,
Go ahead. Go ahead. Finish.
It does something to where the normal things in life, like even your family, can make you, the things that would normally that they would do to make you happy, it doesn't make you happy. I heard an addicted gambler say this one time. That he says that those things don't register and they don't make you happy. They don't, because the gambling is so damaging. And not that we're not addicted like that, but even when you do kind of, I'm talking about, you kind of get in that gambling mode a little bit.
Yes.
I hate that feeling, and that's why I stay away from the table games and stuff like that, because I know exactly what that guy was talking about.
Yes. See. I'm sorry. Now I forgot that important topic. I was just gonna. Yes,
the psychological part.
Psychological. Let me get there. Now, Tindo. Saturday morning, I woke up. Vito's with the daughter today. Nice. I'm like, okay. You just when Tindo's alone, my mind opens. It's weird. I'm like, you got nothing to do. Get in the car, grab your coffee, go down there, and do your thing.
Right.
But just like you said, then your mind opens. Do you want to go? Do I want to waste the gas? Do I want to? Then do I want to? 5 weeks ago, you hit the nail right on the head. You answered a big question for me here. Depression. You're goddamn right, Osada.
It does.
Even if you got the money, even if it's not hurting your pocket, even if it doesn't matter a fuck about anything, you stand here and go, I can't win a dime. That is, these people, you're right. It's so emotionally draining because you just sit here and you're like, God, why can't I? God, why can't I do that? I can't do nothing right. I can't, and it just works on you, and you're like, I might as well just sit down and shut up, Dindo. Just shut up and sit down. You already fucking know the answer, and then you sit there and you get more depressed because you already know the answer, and you're like, oh my God, it is. It is. And then you're like, oh my God, look at the good games going this weekend. You know what? I could win this week. It is. It's worse than drug addiction, gambling addiction. Sometimes I'll tell you, because you're always looking for that win. You're chasing that win. I got to win. I can't lose again. I got to win today. No, you don't. There's no guarantee in winning. There's no guarantee in life. There's no guarantee in nothing. And then you're like, damn, man. And then all of a sudden, you're like, I'm going to rearrange my whole day for tomorrow. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to play my numbers. I'm not going to. Oh, yes. It mind boggles you. Mind boggles you.
Yeah, and I remember when I was a heavy gambler, and when I would lose big, and the guilt would set in on the way home, and then what I would do to counteract that guilt or whatever, to fight the guilt, would be to clean. So I would clean my house, and I would try to make up for, I don't know how to explain it. And it was really traumatizing, because that the damage is already done. You lost a bunch of money, and now I'm going to fool myself that, that's why I don't do that anymore. I haven't had that feeling for, I can't remember. It's been years. But that's how it is. It's the most addictive drug there ever was. It's more addictive than any drug. It's.
I think it's. You know what? Now that I don't. Smoking's worse than drugs to quit. I think gambling's worse than smoking.
It is 100%.
Okay, I'm seriously thinking about that.
Well, here's the thing, dude. Even not even like long-term addiction. Let's just talk about one day. Let's say that you spent the last 20 years building a restaurant and you made $2 million and you're very successful. Okay. Now you start smoking crack. It's going to take you a while, but you could eventually, and it doesn't take too long, but you could eventually lose everything, right? You're going to smoke your way into
overnight. You could lose it overnight. Are you kidding me?
True, but if you are, let's just say that you are, you're not a complete degenerate to where, you're smoking crack, but you're still functionable. You don't want to lose your business. You're just going to try to just do your thing. In gambling, that $2 million. So here was my point. You can't smoke $2 million worth of crack in one night. You can lose $2 million in a casino in one night. You can lose everything you ever worked for your entire life, literally in one session of baccarat. And I've seen people, because they thank God, have table limits at the casinos here and where I used to work at, lose everything. Instead of it being 2 million, it's 40,000. And that's everything to them. 40,000 would be everything to me. And I've seen it happen on baccarat. And so it is, to me, my opinion, it's way more damaging than drugs. It's way more damaging than drugs, gambling. It's.
Here, let me hit you with this one. You mentioned baccarat. Did you ever hear of the game Ziganet?
No.
Oh my God. Oh my God. You've never heard of Ziganet? Let me tell you something. You could lose your family, your wife, your kids, your house in one hand. Okay? You can't walk up to that table with less than 15, 20 grand in your pocket to throw away. And that might go in half the hand just because they're raising. Then you got the sharks behind you. What do you need? You need 20? You need 15? You could win that hand. One card makes you win 50. Here, what do you want? Before you know it, you didn't just lose your family, your kids, your house, now you owe them money too for trying to win. Look it up. Look up the word Ziganet, the card game Ziganet. Oh my God.
I tried to type it in.
Okay. Just I'll explain. I don't really want to get into it on here.
Okay, I'll look it up.
It's a card game, and it's amazing. It's amazing. So I'll get with you later and explain it to you.
Okay. Yeah, no, for sure. But yeah, no, gambling, it is just, everybody loves to do it, but it's so dangerous. And that's why I'm so outspoken about the online gambling, because I think that is going to be the nail in the coffin for a lot of people. It's, because there's people out there, and we've talked about this before, and especially the young people, like, okay, it's one thing if you're a seasoned veteran, you know what it is. If you lose a bunch of money, you already know.
I thought it was Vita. You scared the fuck out of me. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, no, but these young people, and like when you go on social media, it's going to be like ding, 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 DraftKings, ding, 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 play this song. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that's how you're going to get hooked. Not you. I'm just saying, like, a lot of people. It happened worldwide. It happened in a lot of countries already. Where
that's how the casinos suck you in. Come on, we'll give you 2-3 free nights, dinner comp, lunch comp, everything free. Come on down, but blow your wad. They know you're going to blow your wad.
I watched, Spirit, right? She was live on her YouTube channel a couple weeks ago, maybe just like a week ago, and she got in a bonus she's playing on DraftKings because it's completely legal in her state online.
Yeah.
And she was playing $6 a spin. She got a bonus, and her bonus lasted 40 minutes. She got over 300 spins, and she won $3,900 something dollars.
Right.
Lucky. She won a car at the casino. Remember that?
Yes, some people got sprocket asses. Some people could drop a penny and win 1,000. Are you kidding me? Me and you could. You already know. Look at Coltrane. Coltrane. That's how comfortable I am talking with this guy.
Yeah.
See, I can't talk. I can't come up and talk to people that don't know anything about gambling or nothing.
Yeah, it's like we know. It's like we've known each other for our whole lives when it comes to this kind of stuff.
Gambling, yes. I mean, you're so comfortable because you already know the fucking feelings, and this is like me going up on the topic and talk to Tommy Stiggs about it. You know what's going to happen? The show's going to end in 1 second.
Right.
There's nothing. When you know you could talk, that's the place you go to talk. I mean, it's like anything else.
No, 100%. No, I love talking about this stuff, and I worked in the casino for a long time, so
right.
I've seen it all, and I worked in the bingo hall, and I was my life revolved around gambling for a long time. Like I would wake up and I would go to bed with slot machines calling my name, and I would wake up with slot machines calling my name. I mean, that's just how it was.
It's funny you said that, because in the days Dean would go to bed, I'd say goodnight to everybody. I'd wake up to go to school, and they were still there. Hey, hi, hey. Eyes had 3/4 shot, smoke. You had to cut the smoke with a knife. I mean, those guys went all night long.
Yeah, and from the time I was 19 years old till I was 27, I worked in a game called Speed Bingo in a bingo hall. This is before we didn't have casinos yet in Washington State. So this was the most popular game in the state of Washington when it comes to gambling. And it would go, I would start at 9:30 at night. And on average, I would get off at like 6 in the morning, but sometimes I would get off at like 9, 10 o'clock in the morning. They would all night. And it was a circle with 50 people could play. And we were 6 of us worked in the middle. And I was dialed into gambling at an early age, and that's what I did. And that's what, all of us that worked together, we would go to Vegas together, just like in the movie Goodfellas. That's what we did. We always would go to like Reno and Vegas and gamble until the casinos came here.
Right.
Once the casinos opened up here, I remember one time when I just got a gambling itch. I'm wearing shorts and tube socks, long tube socks. I had my wallet in my tube socks because I didn't have pockets in my shorts. And I walk up to a blackjack table. I had exactly 5 $100 bills in my wallet, and that's the limit for blackjack. And I put it all down on the first hand of blackjack, all of it.
Wow.
That's how I was. That's the crazy person I was. And I won that hand, but I didn't leave. I'll tell you one story. I walked in with $200 one time, and I won $700 on a slot machine. I moved over and won $800 on a slot machine. Okay.
Wow.
I have a $1,500 ticket in my pocket. I then walk over to the dice table and buy in for $100. I turn that $100 in 10 minutes into $3,000.
Wow.
I now have $4,500 on me. I lost that $4,500 in 5 minutes in that same spot on that dice table.
Right.
That's a true story. I turned around after the 3,000 was gone. I turned around. The cashier was right behind me. I pulled that $1,500 ticket out and cash it out real quick and give it right back to the dice table and lose it in I think 2 hours.
Right, and go away fucking with your tail up your ass. Right. Because you think for that split, when you got that 1,500 in your hand, you knew that gave you enough power to think you could win. You see what I'm saying? You should have walked right out of the building with that 1,500 at the time. That's the discipline. That is the discipline in it. That's where they get you. Those bastards.
And I was a dice dealer for about 4 years, but this happened before I was a dice dealer. So I didn't really know how to play dice very well. I don't know if you know how to play.
Yeah, right.
So I was betting $500 on the field and $500 on the don't pass line, which are just 2 degenerate bets. But that's how I won $3,000 right away. You walk away But it was right when the boss, the guy at the box guy at the table, he goes, why are you guys paying him all in $25 chips? Start paying him in $100 chips. As soon as he said that, I lost all the money. As soon as he said start giving him the black chips, because I had all
right. You know, I told this story one time before for learning your lesson, and one time it was a Monday. So we're working and they're talking football. This, make a couple bucks, this team that team that. So Dean was like, wow. Now, I think it was my first or second year of marriage. I'm working like a dog. You know, we're renting this and that. So I tell Johnny Bag of Donuts, give me that number. I want to throw some actions. Oh, okay, he goes, but you got to be square, Dean. Do the right thing. Okay, so I'll never forget the next hour. He hands me a sheet of paper. Wow, I'm Z25. Yes, Osada. I couldn't wait. Friday came. I couldn't wait for the weekend. Z25. Yeah, give me 100. Give me another 100. This was Saturday, college. Give me Sunday morning. Oh my God, I'm down $300. Are you fucking kidding me right now? All right, you know what? This is what I was gonna do. Boom, 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 boom. By 4 o'clock, I was throwing up. I said to myself, well, you know what? You're working, you're hustling, you know what? Now I'm down 700, 800. I go, I can't. If I'll owe him 16, I'll be fucking dead. What am I, nuts? So I do the next right thing. I'll only bet 400. I'll pay him 400 if I lose. Well, anyways, I ended up owing him $1,200, okay? Not one win. Osada, when I went to work that Monday, that's all I wanted to do was get on the edge of the cliff and jump. Okay. Now that week, we were working 12, 15 hours a day. Dean was killing himself. I'm dead broke. The only thing on my mind is this $1,200 fucking bill that I gotta come up with. And I didn't sleep that whole week. Friday comes. Okay. Now back then, on this $600, $500, $600 will be good. This and that and this, that and this. I could move a little money. I could give them a little more. I could do this and do that. So Friday comes to go to collect our check. I go to get my check. Johnny Bag of Donuts goes just like this. Hey, Z, what's going? Hey, yeah, you only owe half now. What do you mean I only owe half? Don't worry, we'll just take this check, and the next check, we'll keep that one too on you. Don't worry, you'll be square. And he walked away with a big smile on his face. Okay. The only thing I wanted to do was jump underneath the crane and hope the crane fell.
Damn.
I worked this whole week for fucking nothing. I got to work next week. If I don't hit a score, I got to give him. No, when I walked in the house, my wife was waiting for the. Okay. You want to learn some lessons, young? When you're fucking with the wrong guys, and it's fuck you, pay me, and there's nothing you could do about it. So I'll never forget that day. I'll never forget my check that day. I didn't even get to fucking smell my check, okay? I didn't even get to touch it, okay? But great lessons to be learned.
Yeah. 100%. I've actually, when I worked as a dice dealer at Muckleshoot, we would go gamble after work, and I was drunk, and I literally cashed my $995 paycheck at a mini casino and lost it all at the casino. So if you talk about, I did that one time, and then I told this story once before when I worked in the speed bingo at the bingo hall. I was taking bets, and we were betting through a Chinese bookie. I had a friend who knew a Chinese bookie. Well, my boss lost $1,500, and he didn't have the money. And I said, well, that's not my problem. And I told Frank, the guy that we bet through, and so he came down to the bingo hall with the Chinese. I don't know if it was the bookie, but he came down there with the Chinese guy. And I told Rick, the guy that lost the money, I said, hey, man, the bookie's here. So it's on you. You know, I was like, that's your $1,500. You deal with it. And he wrote a personal check in our speed bingo drawer and took $1,500 out of the drawer and put a bad check in there. And he got fired.
Wow.
He worked there. I worked there 8 years. He'd been working there for probably 10 years before me. He's the one that helped design that game. And that's why he got fired, was because of gambling on football.
Wow.
Story. You know, so that's what can happen.
Listen to me. I've seen a lot of guys go bad like that. Are you kidding me? Whoa. You know what? It was funny you were saying that, because I seen a millionaire lose $1 million on coke. I've seen that. And it's you couldn't be any more right about that. So
yeah, I mean,
if I didn't see it with my own eyes, I would have never thought, you know, someone could spend $1 million that fast in my life. Okay, I was in complete shock, horror.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you know, I think back now, like, what a dummy I was. Like, what benefit did I have of taking bets for other people like that? That is just insanity, man. Like, why would you do that?
You could get buried. You could get buried
by either person, by both sides.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You're
one guy, one assy motherfucker betting to ruin you. That's all it takes.
That's just not cool, man. So I'm glad I stay away from that stuff. But you know, with the legalized betting now, that is the one thing that, you know, and we all do it. You and I will do it. It does make it fun to be able to go put $5 on a parlay to try to win $800 or whatever the case may be.
Absolutely. See, because we know that's only for the moment, Osada. We know that's only for the moment, that win. That win ain't going to do nothing for us but for that moment. That's all. It's a pure fact right there.
Well, I'll tell you, like, for me with my business now, and I love what I do, just making the chocolate. I'll literally spend, you know, the middle of the week working in the kitchen and then go out and make a few $100s. And I just feel so fulfilled that, you know, I do like to go, like, we'll probably go to the casino for Christmas, maybe, you know, or Christmas Eve. I do that. But I don't go for the reasons I used to go. You know, I enjoy what I do, and I enjoy how I make my money now. And so
right.
do it for fun. You know what I mean?
Well, ever since they took Keno out of the fucking casinos around here.
Yeah.
Dean used to love the Keno, the numbers. I used to go and just stay in the Keno section. I'd hit here and there. I'd be happy with the numbers. You know, that's the most important thing when you go to casino. You gotta like what you're betting. You gotta like what you're doing. You know, you can't go in there. Oh, let me play blackjack. I'm gonna win on blackjack. You gotta go in the casino on the games you wanna play. You could relax. You're comfortable, so you could play. Not a nervous fucking wreck thinking I gotta win. You know, we've seen them people a million times over again.
Yeah.
In casinos.
That's how I got my start in the casino, was in Keno. I was when I worked at a bingo hall for 8 years, and then I went to go work at Muckleshoot, and they had the largest Keno department in the country, believe it or not. They had a 10-station Keno thing, and then they had a 6-station satellite station. They had 16 different terminals in their casino, and it was actually, we're just one in the country. And I was a Keno runner when I first started, wearing a pink shirt, walking around yelling Keno in all the restaurants. And then 3 months later, I was one of the main bosses. I was wearing a suit and tie, and I was a shift manager in Keno. And I did that for 3 years. So until I got bored. That's when I stepped down and became a dealer. But I was actually going to go to the poker room, and but my boss offered me a job when I was getting ready to leave on my 90th day, because you have to stay in one department for 90 days.
Yeah.
She goes, I will let you skip supervisor, and I will promote you to shift manager. And she goes, I'll put you on salary. You get your own parking spot. You can sign in all the restaurants for free to eat, and suit and tie. You can go to the board meetings with me and schmooze with all the big wigs here.
Yeah.
She goes, that's what I'm offering to you. And
Wow.
I said, I need to think about it. And my grandma was living with me at the time. So I went home and I talked to my grandmother about it. And, you know, she said, yeah, you should go for it. She didn't like, compared to that, to going to the poker room, she thought that was a better opportunity. And I think that both of them were kind of dead ends, to be honest. But Keno doesn't even exist that much anymore. But yeah, that's what happened. So I did Keno for 3 years, and I I enjoyed it. Keno was a lot of fun. I learned a lot about Keno. You know that they used to use homing pigeons in China to deliver Keno numbers?
Yes, for the numbers. Yep, I heard that before. Yup.
That's how they funded the part of the building of the Great Wall of China, was from
Yes. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I heard that.
And then if the odds of picking 15 out of 15 numbers is 428, or no, what was it? 71 billion to 1.
Yeah.
I think 20 picking 20 numbers out of 20 is 428 billion to 1, something stupid like that. It's crazy.
I know.
But it's fun to play.
It's fun to play. Bet your numbers and hope they come in. Yes. How about the time I went to Atlantic City with Mama, okay, and she was the slot queen. So we get there. It was early, so about 11 in the afternoon. She had that bite, you know. She's ready to rumble. So Dean was like, "All right, go ahead." She goes, "Come here. I'm gonna set up right here." I said, "Okay." She goes, "You can find me right here if you need anything." Oh, okay. I came back at dinner because we were gonna have dinner. She was still in the same position on that slot machine that she was in from 11 o'clock. I walked up there, I said, "What are you doing?" She goes, "Well, hey." She had cups of quarters in front of her and this. I said, "Have you moved?" She goes, "Yeah, I went to the bathroom." Okay. We go to dinner. I went right after dinner. Minga, I go. They got the red card and the fucking rope around her seat. I went, "What the fuck is that?" She goes, "They reserved my machine for me." That was it. I thought I heard it all right. I said, "They reserved your machine." They had the card in the slot. Do not Osada. I went back at 2:30 in the morning. This lady was in the same position she was in. I was like, I'm breaking the record, Dean. I'm going to break them. I said, "Mama, you are out of your fucking mind." I had to carry her to the room, put ice on her right shoulder, okay, put her legs in the air, okay, because she was so cramped up. I said, "You are gone." Okay, I said, you need help. We laughed for 2 days after that, okay? Me, her, and my aunt, my mom's sister. Another one that didn't lose her position. But we had one of the best times. That's when I learned everything about a slot machine, Osada.
No, 100%. What year was this? Do you have a... do you know what
What'd you say?
What year?
This was, 92, 91.
Oh my God, that's so crazy that you say that.
Oh.
This is why we could talk for hours. I have that same exact story that you just told, and I was 21 in 94. So this would have been 94.
Yeah.
Same exact story. My best friend that we went to Reno with, his mom, Toppy, that's what she did. First, I could not believe it. 15 hours later, this woman is still on the slot machine. I was like, what? We had the best time. It was one of the best times I've ever had in my life.
Yes.
Was that trip.
Osada, when I went back the one time, that's all I seen. I said, "Where's my mommy?" She was buried in the middle of a cloud smoke. Okay, I had to fight the cloud. I said, "Somebody get a fan around this lady." Oh my God.
Yeah, it is.
You hear the stories. One time we had dinner with a slot hostess, you know. My mother knew it. My mother had pull like nobody had pull. So she goes, Dindu, these old people, Dindu, these machines, honey, are so addictive. They wear diapers. I said, what? She goes, Dindu, they have diapers on. They don't have to leave the machine. I said, you got to be kidding me. Yes, honey. You think they get up and leave that machine? They'll piss their pants up. I went, oh my God. You know, after that, I walked around the slot games and I was like looking, Osada. You know, I was like, I think this lady was dead right. She was dead right. She was dead right. Miga, sometimes you'd walk in you smell urine and you'd be like, you get that fat. Okay? That's how nuts the slots are.
Oh, 100%. Well, even back when I worked in Speed Bingo, it was like that. It was open 24 hours. You'd come back the next day and people would still be there, same clothes. You know, it's just disgusting.
Yes. Yes.
Hollywood, See No Evil, Nick. Good morning. Good to see you guys. Thanks for coming.
Hey guys, what's going down?
But yeah, those were the best times. I mean, that's when they had the customer service. That trip that I went. I mean, I remember I bet $100 on one number on Keno.
Yeah. Oh my God.
While we're eating like breakfast or something, I had a slot machine attendant who was a personal slot machine attendant for that lady that was there for 15 hours.
Yeah.
He slid me a piece of paper to go bet some sports for him. He's like, hey, can you go bet on these games for me? I don't get off till like 4:00. So here I am making bets for me and for the guy that works the slot machines. I mean, it was the best trip, one of the best trips I ever had. It's not like more in the casino.
Well, see, that's the thing. When you go, Osada, to the casino, if you go with people you love and you have fun with and you can laugh, that is priceless. Okay? You know, when you could sit there at breakfast, how much did you lose? Oh, fuck you. I'm taking a beating. And you start laughing. You know you're not laughing at the principle of them losing money. You're laughing at the principle that you're all taking a fucking beating. And are we ready to go home yet? Ready to go home. We got three more days here, you stupid cocksucker. Oh, my God.
Yep, exactly.
You know,
we need to do that one of these days if we could, like take a trip to, I don't know if it would be, I don't know what Atlantic City's like, but we could definitely go to Vegas. I like going to Vegas. I haven't been for a few years, but
could you imagine us there with everything we know now and we would be laughing 24/7.
Yeah. Well, we'd be asleep by probably 8:00, but we would be laughing from 5 a.m. Yeah.
We'd be laughing all fucking day. Are you kidding me? We laugh ourselves to sleep.
Yeah.
Okay.
100%. That would be a lot of fun.
It would be. It would be.
That would be great.
Yes, I mean the stories I have alone. I could talk for the rest of we could do a marathon till the rest of the day with gambling. Are you kidding me?
One of the cool things is it does bring you back to like family because that is, it does mean you know what I mean? It's like,
well, the only thing that saved me was my gambling story when I'll never forget my father coming over. You stupid cocksucker. Here, take this. Give it to me when you have it. He found out I lost. He knew. I'm like, Dad, don't you ever do that again. Oh, he went up and down each side of me. He saved my life. I mean, he gave me the money. Oh.
Yep, that's what they're for. That's what our parents are for,
That's what our parents do. Right.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, I know. Those were the days. I do miss them. I mean.
Oh, I mean all that. Even with Mama. Oh, going down there with Mom, just the fun. It was great. It was great. One time we shared a room together. Oh my God. You had to see that weekend. It was great. Great. We laughed so hard. Dean was walking in at 3, 4 in the morning. I mean, guy walked in the room. Where's my mother?
He's down there still.
Where's my mama? Just go down to the slots and look for the cloud of smoke, Dindu. Okay? Her and my aunt, they're still going. I'm like, what? What? Oh, and my father used to tell me, out of the clear blue sky once in a while, go, why don't you go take your mother to Atlantic City? I need a break. Oh, he used to make me laugh.
That is hilarious. You know, the adrenaline rush that I used to get walking into those casinos. Oh,
forget when we used to walk in the Caesars or forget it. It was like, yes, just let loose.
Yeah.
100%. Just let loose. You could be anybody you want at the casino. You know?
Yep. 100%. Yep. Those were the days. Making me want to go to the casino now, but I know it's not the
Shut up. Shut up or I'll fucking come through the screen right now. I'm going back on the couch. Okay, you?
I gotta go back to work, so I can't do it anyways. But
No. All right, go ahead. I used up enough of your time. You probably go ahead, buddy.
No, thanks for coming up. Anytime. Appreciate it.
No problem. Great show. Good show. When you're just off the top of our heads. Good stuff.
Absolutely. All right.
All right, my man. I'll catch up with you later.
All right. Have a good one.
You.
All right. There goes Steendu. Great conversation, guys. And yeah, Hollywood says, I love Vegas. I'll be there in April. Heck yeah. I know. I want to go back too. I don't have the money, and I'm just trying to concentrate on my business. But I'm not gonna lie, I do. It's creeping in the back of my head more and more lately. That you and the wife having fun, awesome. And Nick M, good to see you. Good morning, and see no evil. Good to see you. Hope you guys are doing good. When I fought at Mohegan Sun, I gave my grandfather like $50. He loved the slots. Nice. Oh, you were a fighter, Nick? Did you do like MMA or boxing or something? That's awesome. Good talk, keeping 100. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, we just we keep it real over here, whether it's about dealing with dementia or gambling or whatever. It is what it is. Live and learn, right? I mean, that's how these Nasty Nick was a beast. I did not know this. I had no idea. That's awesome, Nick. I have Nasty Nick. Okay. Awesome. You never know what we're gonna find on YouTube, in our little crew, right? All kinds of good people here. I'm moving there in a couple of years to Vegas. That's awesome. Is there just because you like it there so much, Hollywood, or is there like a certain reason, like a specific reason? I couldn't cash my fight check back in the day. Damn. Not no Trambo bullshit. Right on. Yeah, I hear you there. I have pictures and videos to prove it. Nice. That's one thing I could never do. I told that story before. I got hit once with somebody with the boxing glove on. I'm like, fuck this, I'm done. Nope. Yes, I'm retired. We love it. That's awesome, Hollywood. I'll have to hit you up the next time that I do come down there. And we can meet up if you're not doing nothing. That'd be sweet. Maybe smoke a bowl or something. The last time I was down there was 2020. We drove down there. The plan was to drive to Florida because my daughter was moving to Florida, and we made it to Vegas. First, we went to the Grand Sierra in Reno. That was our first stop. Stayed the night there. Made it to Vegas and never left Vegas. Just partied in Vegas for like 3 or 4 days. She flew her friend flew down. And they partied. I just did my own thing. Had a great time. And then, because I told her, I was like, you know what? I don't want to drive to Florida. I know you don't want to drive to Florida. It was in July. It was so hot. I was already over it. I was like, you know what? I was like, I'll pay to have your car shipped to Florida. You can fly to Florida, and I'll just fly home. And that's what we did. And then we just had a great time in Vegas. I stayed at four different hotels in 4 days. I just bounced around. I stayed at the Golden Nugget, the Flamingo, which absolutely sucked. Four Queens, the Golden Nugget, Flamingo, and where was the other one? It might have been the Strat, actually. No, I don't fucking remember. Yeah, I think it might have been the Strat. If you want, you could stay up as long as you want for a week. Vegas, yeah. Yep. I don't think I could anymore. I go to bed by 7 p.m. If Thendo and I were there, we would be in bed early, but we would be up early too. I don't know. Probably like I would probably get like I might be able to stay up all night for one night in Vegas, and then I'd be hurting the next day. But shit, I remember when drinking in Vegas. Oh my god, talk about hangovers. Oh, would be fun though. Would be fun to go down there with a bunch of people, have like a big meetup, and just hang out. Maybe not go in July this time. Maybe go like April, or I think that's when Hollywood know the best time to go. I think you said April, right? If you want, you could stay. Yeah. Well, right on, guys. I got to get going. I got to get to work. I'm still debating on what work's going to look like today because of the weather, but I'll figure it out. October is a good time to go to. Okay. Yeah. Right on, guys. Great talk today. I appreciate everyone hanging out. I'm gonna go make another cup of coffee and figure it out. Get everything. I don't know what I'm gonna do. The store does. It's only 4:22 a.m. here, so the store doesn't open until 6 to go buy my strawberries. So I don't know. Maybe I'll make some pretzel rods or something, some Dubai bars, something. But yeah, Coach Train, as always. Thanks for hanging out. Nick, Hollywood, Steven, Toro, Casino Evil, Thendo, of course, coming up on the panel. I've seen Don Miku, Joe Della, all you guys for coming in, hanging out, and we will talk to you soon.